Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, which means it is time for another episode of CrivCast, a Pokemon podcast. Today, I am joined by my lovely wife, Lauren. Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Hi, everyone.
Good to go. Lauren, tell us a couple things about yourself. You have not been introduced to the chat or the stream or YouTube previously, so hit me up. Who are you? What do you do?
Sure, sounds good. Well, first and foremost, most of you know me as Criv's wife. But on the other side of things, I work in advertising for my job. I know that you usually have seen me as someone passing Criv snacks and water, things like that behind the scenes. But I enjoy doing theater just as well as CrossFit.
Perfect. Very good, very good. So we have a fun episode planned for us today, friends. We are going to be going through Lauren, with very limited Pokemon knowledge, will be ranking a subset of Pokemon that we have previously selected based off of cuteness. And then I will be alternatively ranking those and see where I would rank them with strength lines up with their visual aesthetics, if you will. But before we get there, friends, it is time, as always, we are going to kick things off with a little bit of Tell Me Something Good. Tell me something good. Okay, very good. And Tell Me Something Good, as you guys all know, we talk about good things that are going on in the community with some of our awesome friends here. So, first off, would like to give a shout out to Kevy. Kevy, I know, made a big jump this week with opening up with some of how mental illness has affected him and opened up with his community. Congratulations, Kevy. I know that's a big step to overcome. So, honestly, thank you for sending that out. Thank you for discussing that. Mental illness is important to talk about, especially in today's times with how many people are undergoing it. I want to give a shout out to aka Andy. He recently moved, so congratulations on the new house. Have fun unpacking all of those boxes. Having done it multiple times, I know that is awful, but congratulations. Also, again, congratulations to a lot of our streamer friends. People are hitting larger milestones, like starting to average double-digit viewers, hitting affiliate, things like that. So major shout out to all of our other streamer friends. But that is what we got with a little bit of Tell Me Something Good. Tell me something good. Okay, friends. Now, also, we always know we start off with Tell Me Something Good, and we go right into our news segment. We have 3 major stories coming through in the Pokemon news, but let's get to them. Okay, now, Mrs. Criv is going to be filling in on some of these and giving her aspect from a marketing point of view, because everybody knows the Pokemon 25-year anniversary is a big deal in the community. We've talked about it previously. There are new games being dropped with Pokemon Snap and other remakes going on some of these series. And there are also doing things like having Katy Perry be the spokesperson. By the way, that tweet never went viral. A little bit upset about it, but hey, what can you do? But some major things. Number 1, kind of rare for Pokemon, but Levi brand has actually picked up a new line of Pokemon gear in accordance with the 25-year anniversary. Now, Lauren, from a marketing perspective, where do you see this? What are your views on this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the biggest points with having Levi be the brand to pick it up is knowing that, the Pokemon franchise has very much been, more of the Asian culture and has definitely trickled into the United States with, most of our generation. But Levi is kind of that traditional, what you think of, American brand. So by kind of taking that Pokemon franchise and blending it with Levi, you're starting to send more of a message to the overall public that this is something that is really ingrained into the American culture at this point.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now again, we know that, especially on our channel and especially on a lot of other Pokemon streamers, Nuzlockers, podcasters, you name it, it's important to continue to keep Pokemon alive, essentially. You know what I mean? As the Pokemon cards have become more popular, that sort of thing, I think starting to introduce it into mainline clothing brands could help. You know what I mean? And sometimes it can be hard to find stuff like that in the United States, so I think introducing it is definitely going to add a little bit of benefit there. The second news story we wanted to touch on, now this one's a little bit more me than her. Pokemon Journey, the anime series, actually is coming to an end. They've announced its final 12 episodes, and they're actually introducing a new movie. I think it's called Into the Jungle, From the Jungle, something like that, where Ash will then go journey in venture with the new legendary that was released in Pokemon Sword and Shield, Zarude. So if you have not seen that, or if you are into the anime, make sure you go check that out. It is called Secrets of the Jungle, actually. Thank you, chat. Definitely helps when I do my research beforehand. But Secrets of the Jungle, make sure, if that's something that interests you, make sure you go read up on it. The last 12 episodes have been released, and that new movie should be coming soon. And lastly, friends, starting right now, this week, Pokemon has paired with McDonald's again. This is not the first time they have done it, but they have paired with McDonald's to start releasing cards in Happy Meals based on the 25th anniversary. Now, a lot of these are starters. A lot of these are other Pokemon like that. One, how crazy do we think McDonald's is now going to get with the new Pokemon card craze? She's gone hunting in Target with me and Walmart to try to find these darn cards. As well as, I always think it pays homage back to Burger King, where they did their gold series and gold-plated Pokemon. They're not cards, but gold-plated Pokemon
they're in, like,
things.
Little ball.
I have every single one of them. They're at home. Next time we're home, we'll actually be bringing them back, and maybe they'll make a good background for me. But what are your thoughts? McDonald's relaunching Pokemon cards. It is a time where people are eating out more because of COVID. How much of a spike do we think we're going to see in Happy Meals over the next week to week and a half? What do you think?
Oh,
your opinion.
Making eye
absolutely.
contact.
Yeah,
No. I mean, I think you'll definitely see a spike. At the end of the day, the people that are going to be bringing their kids into McDonald's to get a Happy Meal, they're probably not trying to get the cards for their kids, but there are people, they're the ones who grew up with Pokemon, so they're going to take advantage of any opportunity they can. To Criv's point, Target and all these other places, you try to go in for anything and it's just totally cleaned out. So I think it's something where the overall public doesn't always see how popular it is, but I think when it gets put into the public eye a little bit more, using a big franchise like McDonald's, it's really going to stir the pot and get more and more people to go in and try and collect these new cards.
So I think what you're saying is we need to go find children, take them to McDonald's, and steal their toys. That's what I'm hearing.
We can take Carmen and go in.
Okay,
and
that's
steal
true.
Their toys.
That's true. Okay, very good. So yeah, guys, I'm likely not going to try to collect all of them, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't at least try to go get one pack or two. We might do some Uber Eats. We're going to see. But it's going to be interesting. I think it's definitely a new addition. I think with all the people that are eating out, these cards at McDonald's are going to do great things. So friends, those are your 3 major stories for Pokemon in the news. Again, make sure you're checking out Levi brand to see what new gear they have coming through with Pokemon. If you are interested in the anime, by all means, Secret of the Jungle or Forest or whatever it was, as well as the last 2 episodes where Ash and Go are going through their journey in Pokemon Journeys. And at last, go get you some McDonald's. Go get you a Happy Meal. Honestly, to feed me, it would probably take 3 to 4 Happy Meals, so who knows? We're going to find out. But friends, that is what we got with Pokemon in the news. Beautiful. So now it is about time. We are going to get to the main part of our podcast today. So, what we are going to be doing now, Lauren, before we get started, why don't you tell us, what is your experience with Pokemon? Did you ever play any of the games? I honestly don't know a lot of this. Did you collect any of the cards? What do you know about Pokemon? Did you watch the TV show when you were younger? I know you had an older brother. What did you have?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was a really big fan of the TV show on the CW. I have an older brother, to Criv's point, who loved it just as much, and we would be, watching it every single morning before school, Saturday morning, get up early to catch it. And to the point of this game, I was really more about the Pokemon on the level of cuteness as a small child. So I definitely had a whole bunch of the different Pokemon toys, from one of those Pikachus that moves and makes all those fun sounds. I had like a plastic Togepi thing that kind of was like a robot pet. It was weird, but it was super cute. And then, as Criv talked about earlier with the Burger King things, we collected those as well. And I definitely had some cards, but I would be lying if I said I knew what to do with any of them other than look at them. So
okay, sounds about right. So basically, what we're laying here, guys, her knowledge as far as Pokemon strength or usability in any of the games, cards, etc., is minimal.
Yes,
very minimal. So it wouldn't be fair for me to sit here and ask her to rank Pokemon based off of that. So what we are going to be doing today is I will be showing some Pokemon below. She is going to rank them on cuteness, kind of give me why she's putting them where they are. There are some here that are obvious setups to be on the bottom end of the list, as well as some that are probably pretty obvious to be on the top end of the list, as well as some of those thrown in that some of the viewers and etc. had asked for. So, and from there, I will then be ranking them based off of where I view them with strength, based off of stat totals, etc. kind of Pokemon you can compare them to, and what their usability actually is in the game or in the trading card game. So just sort of, and see where, where do we line up that those are accurate, and where does the aesthetics go well, or where is it just like it's a complete whiff and a miss? Either they're ugly but super strong, or they're adorable but absolutely useless. We do only go from S plus to C, only ranking I could find. I know there's more out there. So C will essentially be our F tier, our tier that we're not really using, while S plus is going to be our top tier with it. So pretty obvious with that, but we're going to go ahead and get things started. So, Lauren, you will be kicking things off. The first sprite, as you can see there on our screen, is Mr. Rhyme. Now, just a little background on this, since I know you don't know it. Mr. Rhyme is actually, do you know who Mr. Mime is?
Yeah.
Okay. They put different forms of Pokemon in some of the different expansions.
Okay.
So this is a different form of him and an evolution of it.
Oh, okay.
So, where would you view Mr. Rhyme doing a little tap dance there on a scale of cuteness from S plus to C?
I think I would have to give him an A.
Okay.
Strictly being, it's kind of a cute little old man doing a little tap dance like we talked about. He's kind of cute, but he's not something I want to go cuddle. He's not something I want to not see ever again.
Okay, Mr. Rhyme being in the A tier, I would probably place him. I don't think that's necessarily wrong from a strength point of view. He might be an S. Now, Mr. Rhyme might be a little slept on from a strength point of view, when in actuality, his stat totals line up with that of, I'm blanking on the name of the Flygon. A Pokemon that a lot of us use in our playthroughs. Can be a pretty solid Pokemon. I think he could fall kind of in the A to S tier. That's where I agree with that one. I don't disagree with his design. I think he's an okay looking Pokemon. But I definitely think he could fall kind of in that A to S tier. So, that's Pokemon number 1. Now you guys kind of see how this is going to go. We got about 10 Pokemon, 12 Pokemon that we're going to be doing this with. So, the next Pokemon here is Swine. Swine, it is a ground ice type Pokemon from Gen 3 or 2. Maybe 2 is when it came into play. What are your thoughts?
Are those its eyes? Or?
No, so that's the nose with 2 tusks. Its eyes are under its hair.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna have to put him at a B.
Okay.
Strictly speaking, I couldn't tell what his features were, and that was a little off-putting.
Okay, so this was one of the Pokemon brought up when I asked the chat for what they think their ugliest Pokemon are.
Okay.
From a strength point of view, I think it depends what gen you're talking. Now, many of you know he evolves into Swine later on, where he does become quite a bit stronger and quite a bit more usable. But in the previous games, before he had that evolution, it was, I think, a good option for dragon types. Now, dragon types, we know as we get into the game, can be very, very hard to fight against because our options are very limited for ice types that we can use against them. So when it was just Swine and Mamoswine wasn't in the picture, I might even put him in an S. Definitely an A, maybe an S. But when you get the evolution of Mamoswine, clearly he falls down a little bit because he loses some stat priority and stuff like that. So I'd probably put him in S, probably at an A for some of the design there. It looks like some of the chat disagrees and thinks Swine is cute, but
it's fair enough.
Y'all can agree to disagree. Your opinion might just be wrong. So this next Pokemon, clearly one of the plants, is Garbador. Literally a pile of trash. I'm trash. Toy Story. What are your thoughts on Garbador? Can he beat out the Piloswine, or do you think he's a C tier or even below?
I feel so bad for him. I gotta put him at a C. I feel bad for the poor guy. I think if he had a bath, he might rank higher, but...
Okay, Garbador. So, many people cannot stand this Pokemon. It is basically... Have you ever seen the Pokemon Muck from Gen 1?
Is it like the...
It's the purple blob.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a knockoff of Muck. Anybody who tells me differently, you're lying to me. From a usability perspective, personally, I have not had good luck with this Pokemon. Using it in Nuzlocke, using it in runs, it is not very strong. I would probably put it at a B tier. It's not a C tier from a strength because it isn't a starter. Its stats are fine. For a poison type, I guess it's okay. But Garbador is not a good Pokemon to be using in the competitive side. I'd put it at a B. again, many of y'all think of Forky with the I'm trash. I think Forky falls into our Garbador tier there as well.
No!
Okay, our next Pokemon here is Altaria. This is a Gen 3 Pokemon. As you can see, a little bit of a floof. But what are your thoughts on Altaria?
Oh god, I love the floof. That's got to be an S.
Okay, you lucked out. So Altaria is one of my favorite Pokemon. One of the earlier dragon types. We've talked about Altaria so much previously on this stream. Y'all know I got the emote of it. Y'all can feel free to spam that in the chat. But Altaria, I love Altaria because it gave you an opportunity to get a dragon Pokemon early in the series. Now with tier 3, generally we know earlier in the earlier games, you could not get a dragon Pokemon until like level 50, level 55. You were already at the end of the game. You could get Swablu, which was its previous form, much, much earlier, which in turn lets you get this dragon Pokemon, Altaria, by the mid-30s, which is unheard of. So from a strength perspective, I put him as an S, especially for his game that he originally started in. Altaria was a powerhouse. It was a great Pokemon. I would put him in an S or an S+, personally from a strength perspective. So, good call. Thank you for not trashing on one of my favorite Pokemon with Altaria. But what do we have next? This is Victini. So, this is a mythical. Not positive what gen it came in here. But what are your thoughts on Victini? I planted this one.
That's adorable. I knew you planted that one. I would definitely say it's an S as well.
Okay.
It's super cute. It kind of looks like a cross between a bunny and a cat, and I can get down with that.
Okay, so our little cat bunny Victini. Those of y'all who have seen me use this in Pokemon Showdown, this thing is incredibly strong. It is so overpowered, and its learn set is just baffling. It's an S+ from a strength perspective. Now, most mythicals, whatever they're called, fall into that S+ tier automatically, just based off of stats, just based off of usability. But I oftentimes disagree. I think when you get into the Pokemon like Mesprit, Uxie, Fione, again, Pokemon that you have no idea what I'm even talking about, they're ranked high with stats, but they're just kind of useless. They're not strong. They're glass cannons a lot of times. So I don't love them. It might even be a legendary, guys. I'm not positive. But Victini, I feel like, kind of beats them out. It is a very strong Pokemon. Highly recommend, if you do not use this one on the regular, to use it, essentially. It can be very, very strong. Okay, next up, we got Krabomitable. I don't know much about this Pokemon. I've never actually used this. I think this is a Gen 7, which is probably why I know, because I've never played a Gen 7 game. What are your thoughts on Krabomitable?
I'm going to have to give him a C.
Okay, he is going to be joining Garbador. Sorry, Andy, you put him as a cute Pokemon.
Sorry.
She doesn't respect your opinion, is what we're hearing here. But, so, Krabomitable, I haven't used it, but I looked up just some stat bases. So it shares a stat level with Unfezant, which is the last form evolution of Pidove, which is a Gen 5 Pokemon. Unfezant isn't great either, though, at the end of the day. Is he awful? No. Just based off of his stat priorities and etc., I would probably place him around that A to B tier, is probably where it would fall. Again, he's still a final form evolution. He's not great, but from my understanding, and even where the chat is saying, he's not good. So I think we are going to go ahead, and I'd probably put him at the B tier as far as strength. So I don't think we're too far off as far as where we're matching there. How many do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, this next one, guys. Now, I had to avoid using too many starter Pokemon because I think that's kind of cheating because we know where they fall in the strength tier. But this is a Rowlet. Rowlet? Something like that. This is a couple people's favorite Pokemon. Weapon has a emote of him. I know Nishan, holla to you. This is also, and I agree, Ruckus, this is one of the internet's favorite starters. What are your thoughts with Rowlet?
I think it's adorable. But I gotta know, are the green, are they like little mittens? They're like little hands?
No, his hands are the wings on the side. It's like a bow tie.
Oh my gosh, he's fancy. Oh yeah, he's an S+.
You think he's an S+? Okay. Now, again, this is one of the Pokemon that the internet dies over. From a strength perspective, in his current form, he's not great. But I'm going to take this from an evolution point of view, because nobody ever uses this Pokemon in its base form. You always evolve it up into a decidueye. A decidueye is one of the few grass ghost Pokemon. I think him and Trevenant might be the only two. Not bad typing overall. Ghost Pokemon as a whole are pretty solid. So I think he would fall into the S tier. Grass gives him a lot of weaknesses, but the Ghost also adds a couple strengths to it. So I'd put him in as an S tier for a decidueye. He's very fast. He hits very hard. I think overall a great Pokemon. Now you would expect that Pokemon is a flying type, but as its final form, there is no flying type in it. So if you want those flying moves, you're gonna have to keep it. You're gonna have to keep them from earlier evolutions. So that's Rowlet. Again, I think he falls in the S tier in his final evolution. I'm not surprised you put him as an S+ tier for his cuteness level. Next up, you have seen this Pokemon before, but this is one of its alternate forms with Vulpix. People thought the Alolan form is cuter than the original form. What are your thoughts?
They think it's cuter than the original?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're both adorable. I don't know. I think I'd have both if I had the option.
Where would you rank this Vulpix?
Oh, S+ for sure.
You think it's S+?
Yeah, I want to snuggle that thing.
Okay. Again, this is a shout out. Kevy, I believe this is one of his favorite Pokemon. He has multiple plushies and stuff of this thing. From a strength perspective, NineTails is good. NineTails is okay. I don't think it's as strong as everybody wants it to be, especially in its ice form. I think it falls to an A tier as far as strength goes. Again, looking at stats, it's similar to that of Mr. Rhyme, but I just don't think it packs as much of a punch. I think in early gens, the base NineTails is definitely a lot stronger than the Alolan version of its form. Just in showdown usage that I've had, I've never used it in the game because I still haven't played that tier of the game, and I really need to. But I think it would fall kind of to that A tier as far as a strength perspective. So overall, I agree. It's a cute Pokemon. Its eyes, I think, definitely help. I think that its eyes are what differentiate it from its previous form. But Alolan Vulpix, you can chill in the S+ tier on the cuteness scale. Next up, we have Jinx. One sexy lady down here. What are your thoughts on Jinx? I'm sure you've seen this Pokemon.
Yeah, but like, wasn't he usually in like a different outfit or something?
No, this was always Jinx's outfit, and it's clearly a girl, not a boy.
Well, I would feel differently about that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a C. Sorry.
You think it's a C tier? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't bring up Gen 1 Jinx. Gen 1 Jinx was scary.
I was gonna say, wasn't he like terrifying?
In the game, it was more terrifying than in the anime, which is probably where you saw it, because it was in the anime a couple times. This is the Nicki Minaj Pokemon. Who picked these? I did, and a lot of the chat did. Some of these are plants to be ugly Pokemon. These are not necessarily the cutest Pokemon ever created, but the idea is to give us some sort of scale here, and also be able to rank them based on usability. Now, believe it or not, Jinx as a Pokemon in Gen 1 and Gen 2, and even in some later gens, isn't bad. I think it falls into that S to A tier as far as usability. It has good typing. It's actually super fast, which we found out in our Pokemon XY challenge here. I did not expect it to be as fast as it was, but this thing hits like a truck. It is pretty fast. Overall, it's not bad. I would put it as an S or an A, and I would use it in runs. Now, it has a baby form of Smoochum, which is just as ugly. I don't know. It is ugly, but I think usability, it can be used. And there is a banned anime episode with Jinx. We all know that. A lot of people know about that. But as a Pokemon, it can be very, very strong. So I think this is one of the good examples of where the design is trash, but the usability does not reflect it properly. Let's make sure. Okay. Next up, we have Stoutland, which is another dog Pokemon.
I was gonna say, is he like a Scotty with a super long mustache?
He is. So this one evolves. If I would have put Lillipup up here, you probably would have put it as an S+. Yeah. But Stoutland, it's an old boy. What are your thoughts of Stoutland?
I think he's cute. I don't think he's like the cutest, but I think he's cute.
Where would you put him?
Oh man, I'd put him between an S and an A, but
so he has to go with an A then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stoutland is a manly Pokemon. Manly dog there. Again, as y'all can see, he has that wicked mustache out there, that handlebar mustache extended. Solid Pokemon. I really like this Pokemon. I like the design of it. Again, it can be very strong. I think Stoutland is underrated as far as strength goes. Again, you power it up with a return, maybe a facade, you get some stab bonus there in the strength category. It hits like a truck. Its speed isn't bad, and its defense is okay. It's usable. I put it as an S tier as far as a strength point of view. I love using Stoutland. I use him whenever I play my own runs of Black and White. I think it's a good Pokemon, and I think it's slept on a little bit. So I would put him as an S tier as far as strength goes. As far as cuteness, again, y'all know I have that emote of Stoutland as well. I would put him as an S tier, probably. Personal opinion. Oh, how many do we have on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Sorry, got to make sure I count properly. Next up, an oldie but a goodie. Everybody loves this one. What are your thoughts on Bulbasaur? Please don't break the internet here.
I love Bulbasaur. He was like, he was my jam as a kid. I definitely think he's cute. Put him at an S.
You put him as an S, not an S+. Oh no, friends. Bulbasaur is... Okay, I agree. Nobody picked Bulbasaur as a kid as your starter.
Yeah.
You're lying if you said you did.
No.
You always picked Squirtle or Charmander.
Charmander, for sure.
Those are the two go-tos. Charizard is the strongest. Blast, Squirtle, you got the
So
Squirtle
cute.
squad through it. Again, Bulbasaur, I think, does get slept on a little bit. It's Drew picked Bulbasaur and Razdaz picked Bulbasaur. Well, two of the few people. Again, we got the Source squad out there. Those of you who worship Bulbasaur, probably very upset about this S rating instead of an S+ rating. But I don't know if I disagree. To be honest, when you play Gen 1 games, its sprite was terrifying. If any of you remember what that looked like, it was not fun. But Bulbasaur, you can't hate on the Pokemon.
No.
Again, also, if y'all saw the first movie, clearly one of the most caring Pokemon as it rocked Togepi to sleep. Everybody remembers that scene. So, Bulbasaur, we gotta pay some respects. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Solid Pokemon. I think we can definitely work with what we got there. This next one is Sylveon. So, I could have put 15 evolutions on here. I chose not to.
Okay.
I chose to pick what I viewed the most girly one was.
Most girly one.
What are your thoughts on Sylveon?
I think it's adorable. I like that it's pink. I won't lie. You got me there. He's, S+.
S+ for Sylveon. Okay. Sylveon beat out Bulbasaur.
But
Wasn't seeing that one
I
coming.
think you can see a trend here, though, in
Yeah.
terms of the S+ situation.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. You know what? I'm not arguing with that at all. So Sylveon is the fairy type evolution. It can be very strong if used in the right way. I think it falls into an S tier as far as strength goes. I don't think it's a bad Pokemon. I personally don't love using evolutions in runs. They sometimes can be kind of hard to get and kind of hard to evolve. Personally, I don't love them, but I know a lot of people do. And as far as collecting cards and stuff like that, they're good sets of Pokemon to collect with that point of view. But I would probably put it from a strength point of view at an S or an A. Bulbasaur, I actually did not rate from a strength point of view. Again, y'all know just stat-wise, he's not usable as a first form tier. But when he gets to a Venusaur, I think he falls in that A category as far as strength goes. I think he kind of falls in the middle. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's awful. But I think definitely the A tier. Let's see. Make sure I'm not closing. Hang on. Oh, okay. Another dog. This one is a Gen 8 Pokemon. This is Bolton. It evolves from Yamper, which is a Corgi. So keep that in mind.
God.
I know you didn't get to rate the Corgi. I apologize.
I'm
But
so offended.
what are your thoughts of Bolton as far as a cuteness perspective?
He's adorable. I definitely put that as an S+.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. People
Sorry, Internet.
disagree.
Really? But he's so cute. You could, ride him and stuff.
You could. Bolton is a interesting Pokemon. So Yamper, I view early game in Pokemon Sword and Shield to be very strong if you are playing the game as is. It has the move Nuzzle, which guarantees paralysis, which I think is great because it's your first status move that you have guarantee that always hits. Yamper is a necessary Pokemon. Until you get to the point where you can get a Bolton. Bolton is not good. Bolton is a B tier Pokemon. Gonna be honest. I don't love Bolton. I don't use Bolton. I have it evolved just for completion purposes, but I don't use Bolton as a Pokemon. Personal preference, I don't love it. I think he falls to as far as B tier goes, as far as usability. As cuteness, I don't know if I would have put him as an S+. Maybe an A. Maybe an S.
Really?
And I agree, he is sort of a discount Luxray. But, again, we have a completely unbiased opinion. Somebody who's not played the games, doesn't know all the Pokemon here, rating these Pokemon. So I think we are already actually up to our final Pokemon that we are going to rate. Now, please do not break my heart with this one. This is my all-time favorite Pokemon. Now, unbiased, still rank it where you will.
Real unbiased
I'll only cry a little bit, but Amphoras.
Oh my god.
It is so derpy. I love it. What are your thoughts on Amphoras?
Oh my god, S+, S+, S+.
Really?
Look at it wobble. Oh my god, that's so cute.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, I just moved my background on accident. Lock your stuff on OBS, guys. It makes life a lot easier. Throw those Amphoras emotes in the chat, those of you who are subscribed. She rated as an S+. Holla for a dollar up in here. Amphoras. I love Amphoras. Learning it's a favorite mon helped Amphoras' rating. You know what? It absolutely did. And I'm okay with it. I love me some Amphoras. From a strength perspective, I put him as an S+. Fight me on this one. I don't care. I think Amphoras is a very, very strong Pokemon. I think it is a very usable Pokemon in just about every run. Its Mega is dumb. They just added hair, which looks weird.
No.
But I love Amphoras. Again, evolves from Mareep the sheep. Mareep blesses our runs as we get into it. Yes, Mareep is a sheep in its previous one. It evolves into Flaffy, which is always a cute sheep. But this is where our tier list falls. Now, most of you agreed for the most part in chat from what we were able to see. Some of you disagreed on some of these rankings. YouTube, in the comments, feel free to put where my wife was right or where she was very, very wrong. The opinion is yours, but I would love to hear it. So make sure you're dropping it below in those comments. But this is the end of our ranking segment. What are your thoughts on the Pokemon we selected, Lauren?
I mean, what are my thoughts on them overall?
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I stand by my ratings. I think those top ones are adorable. But I think the last one really took the cake for me. I think Criv knew my taste on what I would find to be the most adorable, and it's definitely that.
Now, I didn't think those were the Pokemon that were all going to end up there, I'm going to be honest.
All right, what'd you think?
I thought Stoutland would be rated higher. I thought Victini would be an S+ for you. I thought Bulbasaur would probably be an S+ for you. I thought Bolton would fall in at about an A. I think Amphoras, you probably would have put it about an A. Personal opinion on where I thought they would have fallen.
Really?
But I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad. You know what I mean, guys? So, as always, guys, if you want to see Criv's wife on a future podcast, make sure to drop it below. She unfortunately does have work because she is an adult and actually has to work at her job. So make sure we'll get her here as we can. She was able to take the day off, though, which was nice. So we are not finished, though, friends. As always, we open Pokemon cards on this stream. We actually got a couple new products in, and we are going to open one of them up. Shout out to Ben for picking this one up from Walmart for me and giving it to me when I saw him this week. This is a Hatterene V-Box. Again, more Champions Path Pokemon cards coming your way. We are hunting for the Charizard. The Charizard VMAX and Full Art Hyper Rare, which is the rainbow one. Again, overall, a solid team. I'm sorry this box is difficult to open.
There we go.
But what are you going to get in this box, guys? I always like to show off product. This is very, very similar to the double box. As y'all can see, that's what we got in the packaging, proving that I'm not adding anything or tampering, because I wouldn't do it. You get the Hatterene V large card, which I normally throw out. Personal opinion, I don't like them. You also get the Hatterene V full art promo card, which again, we will sleeve up, we will put somewhere. And it comes with 4 Champions Path packs. So, we're going to open one up here momentarily. But as always, guys, it is time for your weekly code giveaways. If this is something that interests you, you're going to have to pause the video later on YouTube. But make sure you go ahead and get these taken care of. So, we're going to sweep through these real quick. Lauren, what did you collect? You said you collected some cards growing up. What was your favorite card that you ever had?
My favorite card?
Yeah, I know. I'm putting you on the spot here.
Oh, man. Well, see, because it varied across like what my favorite Pokemon was, dependent upon what it was. But I think I'd have to say Eevee.
Did you guys ever have a Charizard holographic growing up?
We did. My brother got one for Christmas when I think he was 7 or 8.
So you never pulled it, though, out of a pack?
No, it was a separate gift my parents went hunting for. Whole separate thing. So no, it was not pulled.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So, friends, without further ado, it is time for everybody's favorite time of the podcast. Guess that energy. Lauren is going to be participating. Lauren, what energy do you think we're going to pull?
Let's see. I think I'll go with electric.
Okay, I'm going to go with psychic. Make sure, friends, you throw your guesses in the chat. We will give you a quick second to go ahead and get your energy guessed here. I have not looked, so no, I'm not cheating. I know y'all thought I did last time because I got it right. That doesn't mean I'm cheating. But here we go. Without further ado, going once, going twice. Fighting. We were both wrong. Boo, F's in the chat. Okay, we got a Lipard. We got a Hyper Potion. We got a Beedrill. A Vulpix.
Oh my god, so cute.
A Rockruff.
Oh.
It's a puppy. Another puppy
like
Pokemon.
that.
Kakuna Matata.
Ah.
We got Hatena to go with our Hatterene V-Box. Swablu. This is the first form of the Altaria.
Okay.
In case you didn't pick up on that.
All right.
We got a Reverse Sonia and a Lycan Rock holographic. Not a great pull, but a pull nonetheless. Again, guaranteed holographics in this pack, friends. So that's what we have as far as our podcast today. As always, friends, I appreciate you coming and spending some time with us this week. Make sure, if you have not already, check out the links below for social media, our Discord, our Twitch channel, as well as some Criv Gaming merch, like what we got going on here, if that's anything that interests you. Reminder, we do this every Monday, starting at 10:45 a.m., and if you have any interest on being on a future podcast, make sure you reach out and let me know. As always, friends, keep spreading the love, do what you can to make the world a better place, and remember, it's a great day to make it a great day. Lauren, thank you for joining us today. Hopefully we can have you back here soon.
Sure thing.
And as always, friends, make it a great one.